Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory. And every week we get together and we we make art, as you just saw. Pretty amazing. Here's JJ.
Hi.
Sorry, you seem like I surprised you. Did you know, by the way, we're on YouTube.
Is it Thursday?
It is. It happens.
Who am I? Where am I?
It's
you know, when you have like a little holiday and your days get all scrambled up, nobody can be faulted for this.
Exactly. It's true. But I don't know. I was looking at the drawing I did last week of that cozy little village. And I was thinking, not bad. Then when I saw this sort of cavalcade of things today, I was like, oh man, these were so good.
So good. So good.
So good. I love the variety. I love the little things that people added, little lamp posts. There was a
little cat. Yep.
Yeah, different stuff like that. So it was really nice to see that you made it your own and that you weren't overwhelmed by it because there was a lot of stuff in there, and yet it came out amazingly. So thank you so much for being a part of it.
Yeah, sharing is caring.
Yeah, I haven't even looked to see who's here today.
It looks like we have a fine crowd. Some people that haven't been back in a long while.
Yeah.
I think people may have a bit of a holiday this week, so maybe they aren't doing their usual obligations, and they're here with us. So it's our global hug. We love that, and it's 2025. It's a really nice way to start the year with our besties from all around the world.
Pinar from Istanbul.
Cool.
And lots of other folks from all over. Trevor from London, Ontario.
I saw a lot of Canadians today.
Yeah, a lot of Canadians. Caroline from Strasbourg.
Lovely.
And who else?
I saw Slovenia.
Really?
I saw Georgia.
On my mind.
I definitely saw, there's the Netherlands.
Here's Violet from Cape Breton Island in Nova Scotia.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, very nice. Yes, here's Ellery from Tbilisi. So yes.
Awesome.
Very good. Well, there's lots of you here, and we're glad to be starting the new year. I don't know if this is a resolution of yours. I've resolved that whenever Draw With Me is on, I'm going to be a part of it. That's my resolution for 2025.
That was such a dumb joke. Could you make a resolution to not make so many dumb jokes?
I'll try. Whoops, I've already blown it. Oh boy. Yes.
Boy.
Anyway, so if that is your resolution, great. Today's a special day because it's my mom's birthday. I'm not sure if my mom is here. If she is, it's unlike her to make a comment, so we wouldn't know unless she made a comment. But if you are here, Mom, make a comment. She is turning 86
You're
today.
not supposed to disclose.
She doesn't care.
All right.
She was very old when I was born. But we're both very old now. So
anyway, yes.
So she's here, and in honor of her, we're gonna focus on leaves, and I'll explain what the connection is there. But so what else did I want to talk about? I want to mention that our membership, because we always talk about the membership to the channel, and I want to give you a really strong incentive to join, which is that we've decided, you know what? We don't care what you pay to be a member. We would love it if you could do it for free, but unfortunately YouTube, in its venal, money-grasping ways, won't allow us to do that. But we decided that we would have lots of different kind of levels at which you can become a member. And here's the secret. They're all the same. So it doesn't matter whether you pay, I think you can pay as little as a couple dollars.
Yeah, $2.99.
But you can pay as much as $1 million. It's true. $1 million can be your monthly contribution. The main idea is just that if you like what we're doing here on the channel and you want to support us financially to show that you care about us, figure out how much you want to spend. And if you don't want to spend anything, you know what? I hate you. No, if you don't want to spend anything, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. You can spend whatever you want. But if you do want to spend some money, you can do it. And then you get cool things like, what do you get? You get emojis and you get doodads. Oh, my mom is here.
Yeah.
She says she's here and feeling older by the moment.
Way to go, Danny.
We're all feeling older by the moment. So, yes, that's about it. Let's see who else. Yes, a lot of people are saying, yeah, I'm sorry. A lot of people are saying happy birthday. I'm sorry,
Yes.
Mom. I didn't mean to
Out
single you out.
You're only as young as you feel.
God, that's scary. Okay. So I wanted to show a little film that I made a couple years ago when I went to visit my mom, and I showed the art form that she uses, which is called leafages. And I'm going to show you this little film, and then you can decide whether it's how it's going to inspire you.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Well, it's a pretty cold autumn morning, and I'm on my way to my mother's house to see how she's doing and to see what she is up to. This is her basement workshop. A few years ago, she started to make art, mixed media art. But she didn't use rubber stamps or stencils. She didn't decoupage old steel engravings. My mom invented an art form all of her own. Her mixed medium is leaves. Big leaves, beautiful leaves, exotic leaves. She presses them and dries them and combines them with calligraphy. She calls it leafages. She collects all kinds of leaves wherever she travels, and she brings them home and combines them with quotations and poems and prayers. And she turns them into art. My mom's always had beautiful handwriting and a very green thumb. She just loves nature and poetry, and this art form, it's very her. She says art making is very calming and relaxing and fun. And she can't wait to get back to her pens and her glue and make the next one. My mom, the mixed media artist. There you go. So that is a little visit to her house and her art. She has been doing this for a long time, and she has collected leaves from all over the place, all over the world. And so today what I thought we would do is, leaves, we are inundated with leaves. The leaf blowers came early this week.
A special gift to Hazel is the leaf blowers will not be interrupting this session.
No, yes,
for
those of you who are new to Draw With Me, normally the guys who do our yard come and they start with their leaf blowers on Thursday, right in the middle of our program. But now they're starting to come earlier for some reason. Anyway, so they came, but we just had leaves everywhere. And leaves are beautiful, particularly when they're on the tree. But again, it's autumn, obviously, and we are in the middle of...
it's winter since last week, I think.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes,
leaves.
Yes, we have a lot of leaves. All right, I won't go on with it. So we have about 45 minutes to draw together, and I have some reference art for us to look at, for reference photography, and I have art for about a dozen leaves, different species of leaves.
Wow, a dozen?
Yeah, why?
Well, because that's a lot to knock out in this amount of time.
It's a leaf.
Okay.
Leaf. It's a leaf. You can decide how many you want to do.
them.
If you, yes, we're going to blow through leaves. If you decide that it's moving too fast, you know the drill. You've done this before.
Okay, but you're going to try to tackle a cool does.
If I run out of time, then we won't do a dozen. But I think it's a lot. It's not a lot. I'm going to be using this, which is my Pentel brush pen. I also have my florals, my watercolor set that is florals from Winsor & Newton. and it is pretty nice. So here, that's elm. That's not our first one. Our first one is actually should be elm. So elm is our second one. Sugar maple is our first one. Is sugar maple? I was going to say, is that the Canadian thing? But obviously it's not, right? What is the Canadian leaf? Do you know?
I think it's just a maple leaf, but I don't know if the sugar maple is a maple or. We have a lot of Canadians here today. Someone
hey, you Canadians,
help us out. Help us out.
This looks like the Canadian flag.
I mean, it does. It
seems
seems it seems iconic.
Right. So here we go.
It's really a classic leaf, if ever there was
It's-
one.
Yeah. When you think leaf, this is what you think. So
Are you going to leave room and do lettering of all of these leaves, or are you just going to make a page of like falling
you know
leaves?
it. You know
Oh,
it.
you're lettering.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm not making a scene of crazy leaf chores. No, I'm doing almost like a chart, really, like a chart of leaves, leaf identification chart for people who, for some reason care to know what the names of all these trees are.
Cool. Yeah, people are always surprised to hear that we have quite a few trees here in Phoenix, the part of Phoenix where we live. We actually have, people often ask, why the leaf blowers? But we do have a number of trees in our yard, and we have mulberry trees. We have pomegranate trees, which you guys have seen on Draw With Me. We have Chinese elms. We have
We have pear trees in the front.
yeah, they're ornamental pear trees, so they don't.
We had peach trees, actually, didn't we?
No, our neighbor has a peach tree. She sometimes gives us a few of her peaches.
Well, we had peaches.
A lot of our neighbors have citrus. We have a couple citrus, but they're sort of juvenile, and they're not doing much yet.
They're so immature.
We have a thing called a pistache tree. We have two of them. They're
Chinese pistachios, I think they're called.
it's not pistachio, it's pistache. And
That's fancy.
we have oleanders. I don't know if that counts as a tree or a bush.
And we have cactuses, which are not really trees anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't put those in the tree family. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I mean, I guess we have, on the citrus, we have orange, I think you planted a tangerine, right?
I have a tangerine, yeah.
A lot of our neighbors have lemons, so we figured we can hold off on that.
Yeah, here in Arizona, people have these citrus trees and they get so much fruit. And a lot of times people just put boxes of fruit by the curb and they just say, take one. Take them all.
Get them off my hands.
We just took all the pomegranates off our tree this past weekend because they were just overwhelming.
Well, and they're like bird pecked, so they're starting to attract the flies. Also, roof rats. That's a thing.
Roof rats.
I feel like we have another beautiful tree that I'm just entirely. Oh, we have a Palo Verde tree. Which is very pretty.
And we sort of have part of our neighbor's.
Pine tree.
Oh, that's true.
Our neighbor has an enormous pine tree, and a pair of owls live in it, as well as a family of hawks. I don't know what that tree is in the front yard that is sort of on the border.
The bush thing?
Yeah, the one that we didn't do the irrigation pipe repair because we were worried about its roots.
And we had a mesquite.
Oh yeah, that had to come down.
We have a lot of mesquite wood from it, which one day we'll use in a fire.
We've had terrible air here in Phoenix. This, we get this like inversion layer of hot and cold air that traps the pollutants in. Then, of course, here, I don't know about where you live, but here on New Year's Eve, it was like fireworks mania. I mean, I think the fireworks lobbyists have done a very good job of making their product available to everyone in every store here in Phoenix. It was bonkers. So the air was very particulate filled. the nicest possible way I can say it.
All right. While you talk about that, I'm going to move on.
Okay.
So I'm going to come back to this. I think I just wanted to dry a bit. So we're going to move on. And we're going to look at the elm tree. We have a lot of elm leaves in our yard right now.
No, they're down. That's funny because
Well, they have been.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they've been. That's been part of the leaf blowing that you experienced last week. They kind of all came down in one fell swoop.
I mean, I do like this time of year. I mean, I do like the leaf thing. It always reminds me of going to college. You know, this time of year, going to college, and I guess you didn't really have autumn leaves when you went to college, did you?
Yeah, I went to the University of Arizona in Tucson, and again, a place people think they don't have trees, and there are lots and lots and lots of trees.
And of course, when we were living on the East Coast, we could go, and we did go quite often to just see the foliage upstate, because New York City had some nice leaves, but when you went upstate or to Vermont or New Hampshire, really beautiful. I thought of getting like really high resolution images and doing really detailed things of leaves, but I thought it would be nicer to just kind of make a page of different colors.
These almost look like illustrations. Are they?
They might be. I don't know. It was hard. It was hard, frankly, finding reference for this. Consistent reference.
Should have just gone out in the yard.
Yeah.
BYOL.
I did think about that, but a lot of these leaves look pretty ugly.
They're past their prime.
Yeah, they are.
So, in a fine example of the climate crisis that we are in, our ornamental pear tree is hella confused. On the same branch as we have red leaves, we have blossoms side by side. This tree is very confused. It's a sad thing. It's happened actually the last couple of years. So, say what you will about it.
It puts out blossoms every year, but it never gives fruit. So
Well, Sarah just said if you give, they will make actual pears if you feed them some iron. So we've had an arborist out because when we moved here from New York City, we knew nada about these trees. We were like,
oh, trees. Where's
like,
the instruction manual?
what do we do with these? But the ones we have, at least, I don't think are going to produce any fruit.
Trees,
So I've been
trees. If you're not used to having trees, it's a responsibility. It's not like having a house plant that dies. You know, you. And when we first moved in, through no fault of our own, there were a couple of trees that died. It was horrible. I'm moving on to the next one, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, go on.
When we moved, it was during a pandemic, and the house had been a rental. It's a rental. So, do the rental houses get the best arbor?
I have to interrupt for 1 second. This is why I've been having a problem. You might have been feeling that I've been having a problem with the brush. Now you see what the problem is, that there's no ink in this brush. So my advice to you is always have others standing by. Let's hope that this one works.
That's sort of like a classic Danny Gregory move there.
Yeah, I know, it's true. There we go. Oh, that's better.
Simply amazing.
I like doing something as simple as this. I mean, it's so much simpler than what we did last week when we did that whole landscape with all those houses and foreground and background. It was really. I was hesitant to take that on, particularly wondering if people would be worried about doing such a nice thing, such a complicated thing. But this, I think, is very simple, but it's not incredibly easy.
Well, easy is not the point, is it?
It is if you're lazy like I am.
If you're trying to simultaneously broadcast.
I'm actually thinking about breakfast.
I'm a little hungry too.
Yeah, we didn't have breakfast yet.
You wanted to tell everyone about my chicken schnitzel last night?
Yes, last night we had chicken schnitzel and boiled potatoes and some delicious
Arugula
salad. And we discovered, when I look back on my diary, that a year ago we had exactly the same thing. But it's a really nice, it's going to be our tradition now, right? Schnitzel.
I mean, why not? So I got this I think I got it, I must have gotten it last year for Christmas or maybe Hanukkah. But I remember taking the book off the shelf, handing it to you that day, because of course we had the day off, and saying, pick anything in this book and I will make it for you for dinner. And you're a simple man with simple tastes, and you picked the chicken schnitzel, right?
Well, my mother can attest to the fact that I loved schnitzel when I was a kid. And,
and you still do. And a boiled potato really.
When we lived in Israel, schnitzel was it's like the national dish of Israel.
Well, isn't it also a German thing?
Yeah. I mean, calling it schnitzel is. Here they call it chicken fingers. So.
No, chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders.
The good news is I think we have enough left over that we can have it again for lunch.
There we go.
And then you can take me out to dinner somewhere.
Take you to a German restaurant. All right, so that's the green ash. We're doing, I think I'm pacing well, right?
Yeah, doing great.
Yeah. So the question is, should I fit a fourth one in here? I think I can. It's a fat one, though, the tulip tree.
Oh, that feels risky.
I know. Maybe I'll just make it smaller.
Yeah, Thistle mentions New Year's Day is black-eyed peas, collard greens, and cornbread. And I've heard, I mean, we have a lot of friends in Texas, that's a thing, in the South. I just don't know how to, I didn't feel confident in my ability to make those things.
Yeah, schnitzel's good. Let's stick with that.
I have to say deep frying at home, even with like a thin layer I was like, get the dogs out of here. Clear the room.
Get out of the house.
Oh, Danny, you're not showing the leaf. The tulip.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What was I doing?
You're thinking about schnitzel, clearly.
Sorry, guys. There you go.
Caroline says it's Viennese schnitzel.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, and we've talked about it many times. We
like Vienna.
love Vienna. Yeah. One of my favorite places I ever visited.
And we never had schnitzel there.
I can't remember. We had
schnitzel in
we had quite a
Budapest.
Did we?
Yeah. I remember every schnitzel I've ever had in my entire life. Thank you. That ink was not entirely dry. So, one of the things I was thinking is, here it is, it's 2025, and JJ and I come up with ideas every week for what we're going to draw. And you know what? We're sick of it.
What?
Yeah, it's your turn. We want you to start contributing some ideas.
No, well,
Yeah, we do. We may or may not do them, but we're doing them.
This never goes well. It never goes well.
Well, it It does. It's going to go well. It's going to go amazingly because you guys are awesome. And I know that you're going to come up with some amazing things. So do them, don't, and if you've been coming here for a while, you know what kinds of things we like to do. But we're also open to other stuff. It's 2025. Now,
just please don't be upset if we somehow don't do the thing. See, this is why my hesitation, because we have very good intentions, but we sometimes screw up.
Okay.
I mean, we screw up.
All right, let's not be apologetic.
I'm not, because I know that's.
All right, I'm moving on from the tulip tree.
Okay.
While JJ continues to prevaricate, I'm going to work on the sumac. Sumac. That's a nice looking leaf. Anyway, so what I was thinking is, if you don't come up with anything that I like, then you're out of luck.
The sumac kind of looks like our Chinese pistache.
It does.
Yeah, the Lunar New Year being Year of the Snake. Have to admit, I'm not partial to snakes. I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't want you to suggest is
spend
snakes.
like an hour looking at snake reference.
Well, it's possible that if JJ's like on vacation, we'll do snakes.
I am going to be on vacation without you in a few weeks.
That's true.
So do it then.
My son will be coming to visit me then, so maybe he wants to draw a snake. I don't know if he'll be here on Thursday, but. Anyway, if you can think of stuff, I mean, what we were thinking of yesterday.
Rachel said cats again, horses, never puppets. See, that's an OG right there.
Puppets.
The puppets were, it was troublesome. It was problematic.
How about beards?
Sigh.
You're going to be away. We can draw beards. One that I've wanted to do for a while is Dr. Seuss. I think that would be a lot of fun. Everything from the Cat in the Hat, Yertle the Turtle, the Star-Bellied Sneetches.
And are those not copyright?
You're allowed to do that. We've done plenty of that.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes there are issues and sometimes there aren't.
Dr. Seuss wants to come after me. Bring it on, bro.
So I just saw.
Come at me with your lawyers.
So today is actually the day when copyright renewal expires. So things become available in the public domain. And I saw Popeye is now.
Yeah, I think Popeye could kind of be fun. I don't know if people know. Like, could you draw Popeye if you didn't have a reference? His arms are very distinctive. He's got that weird kind of squished in face and the pipe. It's possible we could do that. Olive oil, Bluto.
Spinach, can of spinach.
Yeah, Wimpy.
Chris Seidel is here. I was. Right. Laura said sea creatures was fun. We do always have a nice time when we do. We've done creatures of the deep. We did the squid. We've done fish many times. Time drawings we haven't done in a while, which I think is always fun. And then the paper bag masks. Which,
yeah, paper bag masks we did a long time ago. That might be a fun thing to do again.
Yeah, we have. I was going to say I think it has been at least a 2-year, maybe since Halloween, 2 years. I'm not sure, but yeah, it is fun.
All right, I'm moving on to Magnolia.
Oh, Magnolia blossom is a thing of true beauty, isn't it?
I don't think this leaf is a particularly beautiful thing, though.
No, you're not going to supplement with the big. Oh, that leaf is. Yeah. That is. Not impressive. 2 different people mentioned sea horses, sea turtles. We did a turtle not that long ago, didn't we?
Maybe. We did, what's it called? not a dugong. Sea cow. What are they called?
Oh, manatee.
Manatee.
Somebody mentioned album covers, which we've certainly done before.
Yeah, album
book covers,
covers
which I think we've done.
Album covers was fun. That was a really fun one.
Susan says otters. That would be fun. I don't think we've done otters.
Otters.
April says anything as long as it's pink.
Barbie? Why, do you have a lot of extra pink paint sitting around?
It just makes people happy.
Pink is nice.
Tim is asking, have you ever done desserts? We've certainly done desserts.
Oh, boy.
We've done a lot of cocktails, beer, wine, booze. We usually,
cakes,
it's been a while since we did
cupcakes.
like a boozy session, so
We wait till the end of dry January to take that one on.
yeah, it is sadly dry January in this house. Diane has used her new Pentel brush pen and the ink is everywhere and it's all smeared and she can't add color.
Okay, then maybe you didn't let it dry.
Well,
It is, I mean, it's not like a pen. It does take a second to dry. As you can see, when I did this guy over here, I had a little bit of a problem, but
I mean, start over. You've only done what, 5?
I did 5, yeah. 6.
Diane,
moving
just
on to-
like
moving
flip
on
the
to
page
7.
and we're gonna consider it
Consider it a life lesson.
sad but true. That
Okay.
that magnolia kind of looks like a potato.
Yes. It's pretty. I'm going to go back in probably with some colored pencils just to jazz these things up, so don't despair. This is a tougher one. This has a lot of little filaments to it. Speaking of which, we have a damn pine tree in our living room right now.
Yeah, it's going out maybe tomorrow.
We didn't really do any Christmassy things this year.
We were a little. I don't want to say we didn't have the spirit of the season, but I think we didn't have much family around. You know, when it was just the two of us, it was like, okay, well, ho, ho, ho.
It was Clover's first Christmas, though.
Oh, Clover.
She didn't get anything, not even a toy.
Well, we can't give them, so we're still having Clover and Twiglet fighting over toys. So I needed my gift this Christmas was an
Peace.
absence of these dogs fighting.
Peace. It's not. I mean, there was a time when it was scary fighting, and now it's not scary fighting anymore. It's more just like sibling.
I think we
rivalry.
see the signs and we de-escalate it better.
Yeah. At first, we were just like, "Oh my God, dog fight! Get the hose!" And now it's become more like, "Yeah, you can just say to them, guys, break it up."
Yeah,
And they
cool
kinda
it.
do.
But you can't, once they start fighting, then you can't cool them down. But if you change the mood before it goes to
Nuclear.
DEFCON 1. Your pen is a Pentel brush pen. It's just in a
It's just a fancy one.
limited edition case, yeah?
Yeah, I have a bunch of different ones, but this one it's a tribute to the ocean. And it is there's one that's like wood, and
There's one that was bamboo, kind of green bamboo.
they're all basically the same though. All right, there's cedar.
The Pentel brush pens have different size nibs.
No, they're not.
They're all
they
the
don't
same.
have nibs. They're
the
just
sign pens are smaller, right?
the Pentel is just a brush. So, but there are micro brushes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, micro
yes.
brushes.
Okay. But that's not what you're using.
No. So I've got 4-7. I feel like I have to go to the next row. I'm gonna have some problems. I can see some. Maybe I can fit it in here. I could see some design problems happening already.
Well, we can't see your whole page because you're.
I know.
Okay.
I'm hiding it from.
I just keep looking at that magnolia potato. Nancy said hats. We've never done hats, have we?
Yes.
We did?
Yep.
I was going to say, that feels like an opportunity to like slide the beards and mustaches in.
No, I did. It might have been in Spark, but I know I did hats. I have a whole page of hats I drew in red. So this isn't quite the right shape, but it's a birch.
In honor of one of our favorite instructors ever, Helen Birch.
Helen Birch, true. Yeah, you see, my ink wasn't completely dry. See how it's kind of getting a bit nutty there?
Yeah,
I actually don't mind it because it is, if you're
it's
careful with it,
organic.
yeah, it just makes the lines kind of softer on the inside of the leaf. So let it dry, come back to it. Meanwhile, I'm moving on to the Japanese barberry. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
No, nor I. Japanese barberry.
Should I Google it?
Why not? They'll probably tell you that it's not Japanese and that you can't use it to cut hair. But it is quite easy to draw.
Okay. So, what have I learned? Berberis thunbergil, the Japanese barberry. Thunberg's barberry, or red barberry, is a species of flowering plant in the barberry family. I mean, that's not helpful. Native to Japan and Western or Eastern Asia, though widely naturalized in China and North America, where it has become a problematic invasive in many places, leading to declines in species diversity, increased tick habitat, and soil changes. Man, this tree is a bummer. It is a small deciduous shrub with green leaves turning red in the autumn, brilliant red fruits in autumn, and pale yellow flowers in spring. And there are American barberries and common or European barberries too.
That's boring. Weaver of Hats suggests why not a whole page of different beard and mustache styles.
Oh my goodness.
I see that you skipped over that one. Canner suggested vintage swimsuits. I like that idea. I'm going to move on to the next one. I'm coming back to all of these, so if you're at all feeling like I'm zooming too quickly, don't, because we will come back to them. And of course, you can always do a screen grab. Anything else? Any other suggestions that we want to consider?
Vintage swimsuits. It's kind of fun.
I feel like we did do vintage something or other once. Vintage styles, remember, from 20s and 30s?
Mm-hmm. Musical instruments have come up a few times.
Yeah, that could be nice.
Yeah.
I did a whole page once of just guitar and banjo necks from the fantastic Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville. If you've never been there, you should go and you should take your sketchbook, because there's a lot of really cool things to draw there. And they have an incredible print shop, Hatch. Is it Hatch?
Hatch Showprint.
Hatch Showprint, which is this place that's been making the posters for
Grand Ole Opry.
Grand Ole Opry for like 50 years, and they use all wooden type, like big blocks of wooden type and illustrations, and yeah. That was nice. All right, I'm starting to hit my stride now. I'm starting to figure out how to do this.
You know, you've got about 15 minutes left.
This is the perfect time to hit my stride.
All right.
All right, so here we got dogwood.
We like dogs.
Dogs, yes.
Vintage cars. I feel like we might have done vintage cars.
We've
no?
done some, but yeah, we can always do more.
I mean, the collection, that's the thing. Sometimes we
done
toggle between
individuals.
doing like an individual versus a collection, and we try to mix it up week over week so it isn't just the very same.
But yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Vintage trucks. Vintage trucks with vintage truck drivers with big mustaches and
We
beards.
did vintage fire engine once, didn't we? Something like that.
We did, yeah, we did. That was actually quite a lot of fun. What's kind of fun about, I don't know if you're working this way, but I'm kind of floating colors into each other, which, like here, I'm doing this green, and I'm going to try and float it into this purple. See what it looks like when it dries.
I think that's very pretty.
Nice, right? Yeah. All right, I'm going to come back.
Dogwood's my favorite so far. Surprise, surprise.
See, I'm getting better at this as we move along.
Oh, you're picking
Long gone are the
better
days of
potatoes.
leaves. All right, here's black oak.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Sorry, I'm really concentrating to get this perfect, which it isn't, of course. So I did want to just mention our new course, the Creative License, that started. People started doing the lessons yesterday, and it's been really nice to see. We're putting out a new lesson every single day of the month, and so there's going to be all kinds of assignments, and we're seeing them in the schoolyard already. So if you are signed up for this course, I hope you're having fun with it, because it certainly looks like it from the art that people are making.
We're having fun with it.
We are.
We had a lot of new people joining the yard, which is also fun.
Yeah, so the schoolyard is, it's our kind of, imagine Facebook except without horrible people. And just full of artists. Yeah.
We only discuss art there. And you can join, if you make any single purchase from us, you can join the schoolyard.
It's just nice. It's like, it feels like you're in a neighborhood of familiar people. But it changes. It seems to change like every 6 months or so. A new course starts and new people come in, and there's just a new, different kind of energy. So there are a lot of people there this summer working on their visual memoirs, and now they're starting to work on creative license lessons. All right, this is going to look different when it's dried. I'll come back to it. It's too neon right now. Here we go. Ooh, are we at the end? No.
How many?
My gosh, we are.
Whoa, you did it.
Wow, I kept thinking I was going to run out of paper. Counting is not one of my strong suits.
I was going to say,
Yeah, so there's my
programmer, know thyself.
there's the whole thing. I think it looks quite nice, but now let's go in and see if we can start again. I'm going to go back to the very beginning and have a look and see if this, go through these one by one now that they're dry. Like, this is interesting. You see how this has this whole kind of puddle of color that changed, but it also, it's not as bright as I'd like it to be. So I'm going to bring in my other paint set. One of my many other paint sets.
Your jam is having trouble focusing.
Yeah. It's because I was shoving a paint box in its face.
Oh, I see. Aww.
What?
Mary Gidritis says, my daughter looked at my illustrated life book over Christmas and was in tears, made all the work worthwhile.
It's not meant to make your children cry.
No, it's happy tears. I mean, honestly, nothing makes me happier than hearing that. That's so nice. Mary had so many stunning spreads, too.
I was going to say, her book made me cry, too.
But also, her work was so good that we used it to promote the course. So it's like the gold standard of how good it can be. But yes, Mary, thank you for sharing that.
Yes, it's good to know that your daughter has good taste.
Your daughter, I would cry too. That's all I can say. Very happy tears. Yes. So nice.
Yeah, so the watercolor has dried, and as watercolor does, it's sort of changed its appearance. But I think watercolor is actually a really good medium for painting leaves, just because of the kind of organic variations you can get, as the colors kind of ooze into each other.
Trix, you want to come say hi? Come here, baby. Come here. Come here, sweetie. Oh, stretch. Come here.
This is a hard one to get, to have that tracery that it has. Almost looks like an X-ray. I might have to come back to this yet again and let it dry again. Come back to it. It's looking a little neon still. All right, next we have the sumac. That's looking a little sad.
Sumac is also a spice, right? So
Maybe it has berries or something?
Community, this is where we need your intel.
I think of it as as a poison.
Really?
Maybe. I think it can be used for that. Like nutmeg.
Oh, sweetie.
All right, now for the potato. I don't mind the potato, actually.
Kind of looks like Twiggy. She sometimes looks like a potato.
Sumac is a lemony herb. Okay.
Lebanese dishes, yes. High in vitamin C. In za'atar.
Za'atar.
Poison sumac is one of the things you want to beware of getting on your skin in the woods.
There you go.
I don't think it's a tree, though. It's more of a shrub.
So it's more like poison ivy.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that sumac had something to do with poison, but maybe there's different kinds of it.
Okay, here's someone who had a sumac. A big tree. The wood is extremely soft. It grows crazy fast and makes a real umbrella. Then there was a regular windy day one day, and it fell. The softwood cracked. Aw.
Oh, that's sad. All right, now moving on to the birch. The birch has just like a little bit of green down here at the bottom. I can float that in there.
I mean, the birch is perhaps one of the only ones that I feel like doesn't benefit from its big black outline.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I was thinking if in an ideal world I would have done this and maybe all of them just in watercolor and not done the outline, not done drawing at all.
Yeah.
But it's not called watercolor with me. It's called draw with me. So I felt obliged to.
Yeah, there are no rules.
Branding is important. You got to stick to your brand.
No, we break our brand rules all the time. Oh, Johanna from the Philippines. You're up late, my dear. Thank you.
What time is it in the Philippines?
You've got 6 minutes.
No, I said, what time is it in the Philippines?
Oh, I mean, I think it's like 2 a.m. Oh, Lisbeth mentions doing another study like the Van Gogh we did last year.
Yeah, we haven't done any.
Like artists. I mean, another one I love, the Keith Haring one.
So what was the
Didn't we do one on ponchulism?
No, we did one on with fauvism.
Fauvism, that was fun.
Fauvism. Sorry, fauvism was all those bright colors.
Oh wow! So we just got someone from Brazil, someone from Dubai. I hope you will go back and enjoy the recording because we're on the home stretch.
Dubai, one of my old stomping grounds.
You had a great time in Dubai, but you were working.
And I got sick, actually.
No, you didn't. You got sick in after you went to Doha.
Doha.
And then you got really sick when you went to Hanoi. Oof.
Nah, man.
You were so sick. Too much traveling. Hard on the body. Then we just stay home now with our pugs.
Although I did get sick here last 2 weeks ago. So anyway.
You had a cold.
Yeah, this one isn't looking too bad.
Oh, Twix. I know, sweetie.
All right, so I think we just have time to label these. So let me just get on with that.
Do it!
Feeling pretty good about these? What color?
Maybe green.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, wow. Nuvia from Trinidad and Tobago. That might be a new country for us. Welcome. That's cool.
Here we go. I'm going to do brown, actually.
Brown?
Yeah, sepia.
That feels organic. Oh, this.
All right, so I'm going to have to go back to the beginning so I get all the names correct. Sugar maple.
Cakey Pig says a class using a dip pen. You know, we sell a course with Danny teaching the dip pen. It's called Dip into Dip Pens. You can find it on our website. Oh, baby. I know. Adrian mentions increasingly obsolete tech. Rotary phones, transistor radios, portable record players. Funnily enough, did it.
Done it. Yestertech.
Yestertech, that's what we called it.
But that was a fun one. Maybe we could revisit that.
Oh, Catherine Youngren is here.
Sugar maple, I didn't do that position that very well, but elm.
Oh, baby. Okay, okay. Oh my gosh, you are just so sweet. Oh, my baby.
All right, there's an elm. Green ash. Green eggs and ham. That's another Dr. Seuss book.
Okay, Twigs, you going down.
But now I think Dr. Seuss has been like, he's been canceled.
No.
Yeah.
Don't even say that.
Yeah.
Don't even talk about it.
That's true.
No, we're not doing that. We're not even endorsing that. Was he an abuser?
I think he crossed the line a little bit. Not in his work. In his studio.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well,
Yeah.
back in the day, people took more liberties.
Tulip tree. And is this the sumac? Yes. Sumac. I bet you there's people named Sumac, don't you think?
No.
Like if your name was Susan McDonald?
Oh. Well, yes, perhaps. Oh, you're in trouble now because it's a long word. What if you go up the side of the potato?
I got it. I'm a pro.
You are pretty good at that ye old dip pen.
It's like parallel parking.
Yeah, you got to practice it.
There's cedar. Birch. I got a lot of my lettering is inspired by my mother. She's always had great handwriting. And if you saw in that little film, her calligraphy is really cool. She's kind of like me. She just makes it up.
All right, I can't go over link because I'm playing tennis. Friends, see you next week.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I couldn't go late today. I thought I told you.
Cool. Okay, well, I'm going late. I've got three more leaves to letter. So if you're not playing tennis, feel free to hang out with me for the next minute and a half while I finish this.
Happy birthday, Pipsy.
Dogwood and finally black oak. All right, black oak. So there we go. There's the page. Just get rid of all this other stuff. I like it. I like the colors. I think it came out quite nicely. So, very good. All right. Let me just come back to me. Whew. Yeah, I've been holding my breath for the last 90 seconds while I hand lettered that stuff. So, thank you for hanging out with me today. It was a pleasure. And I just want to do this. And what else should I do? I'll do this. All right. So I just wanted to say thanks for hanging out with me today. Thank you for drawing leaves, and I hope that you had a good time. I would love to see the leaves that you've made. So if you are willing, please share them on Facebook or on Instagram or in the schoolyard. And if you do, make sure that you tag them, hashtag SBS Draw With Me. SBS stands for Sketchbook School. Just take a picture, pop it up there, and say, hey, look what I did on Draw With Me. And then we'll gather them all up. And next week we will have a flotilla of leaves, a cascade of leaves, a maelstrom of leaves. And I can't wait to see what they all look like. Danny'sEssays.com is my weekly newsletter. You can sign up for it at Danny'sEssays.com. It's free. I write it every Friday. And I have no idea what I'm going to write about today. I have this afternoon to think about it. And if you sign up, you will get it. What else? Join and become a member. As I said, we now have membership levels of all kinds. So no matter what amount of money you want to spend, you can support what we do here. And you can buy treats for Twiglet, and you can buy ink for me. Or you cannot. It's up to you. But if you'd like to, there's various things that I do in the membership program, special little videos, and I share stuff before I post it for the rest of the world to see, and you get little emojis and all that stuff. So thanks for doing all that, for being a part of it, and for supporting what we do. I see Laura has finished day 2 of the class. Yes, we put out a new class every single day for 31 days. So the first one was yesterday, and today was the second. All right, guys, thank you all for joining, and thank you for drawing with me today. I will see you again next Thursday here on Draw With Me. Have a great week. Bye-bye. Oh, and subscribe to this channel. You know what? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of telling you what to do. Just do the right thing. You know what it is. See you later.